Hello, everyone. Greetings from San Francisco. My name is Ramya Raghunath, and I'm as excited as I'm honored to be participating with you all at Target Elevate. I'm a senior director in the artificial intelligence team at Target, and I lead the digital and marketing AI. I've been at Target for about 8 months now, and the only thing that would have made this a better experience is if I could have been there with you all in person in India. So today, I'd like to share with you all my journey in the world of analytics, the career choices I've made that were influenced by my life's events, as well as share with you some of the work that we do in the AI group at Target. So in terms of background, I grew up in India, in Kolkata and Chennai, and come from a family where education was very important. So back in the 50s, my grandfather was very particular that all his children attend college, including my aunts. They were the first women to graduate with a college degree in their generation and a big source of inspiration for me. So growing up, my parents gave my sister and me a lot of freedom to pursue what interested us. Um, all we were told is to give it our best, not to worry about the outcome, but not to compromise on the effort. In their own way, this is how my parents taught their children to excel. And in retrospect, for me, growing up with a sister, or rather without a brother in our midst, has its advantages. There wasn't one rule for the boys, another rule for the girls in our case. I grew up knowing that my parents would support whatever I wanted to pursue for my higher education. I also knew that it would involve math, the subject that I enjoy the most. So I came to the US to do a master's in management science and operations research in the 90s. I was the first girl in my family to leave India for higher studies. And I still chuckle when I think of it, but more than my parents, it was my grandmother who I had to convince to leave India. All she wanted my father to answer was, why are you sending her to another country without getting married first? You know, when I tell my daughters such stories, they look at me with some level of like disbelief and humor. But the decision to go abroad to study made me realize that given a choice, I would not shy away from the one less known or settle for the easier way. It was also during this time that I met my husband Anand, much to my grandmother's relief. I graduated, got married, moved to San Francisco, which is where I still live. I was in the fortunate position to have multiple offers, and I joined FICO, best known for their credit risk scores, in the International Custom Analytics Group. Looking back, this was probably for two reasons. First is that I really liked the team who interviewed me. 3 out of 5 were women. The second is that I would get to build solutions for financial institutions and countries that did not have these capabilities. In my first few years, I learned a lot about credit risk operations, client engagement management, and at the same time, I also started managing people. And these early experiences made me realize a few things about myself. People always come first, that's number one. The second is I was the kind of manager who walks the walk. It also reinforced the power of data as a game changer in driving outcomes. My career was on the right trajectory, no looking back. And then one day, my daughter Shivani was born. I know all the mothers in the audience will understand when I say this, but my life changed. It changed in a way that I never anticipated. She became the center of my universe, very clearly my priority. Work took a back seat. I did return to work, but I went part time. I've moved into research and development, a role that I really enjoyed, but one where I did not have to travel. So, becoming a parent can mean many things to many people. To me, my daughters inspired me to want to make the world a better place in whatever way I could. I remained part time through the birth of my second daughter, Sumitra. As my children started school, I went back full time, went back to my old team, and over time became the head of custom predictive analytics, FICO. The next few years, I joined Visa as head of decision science in a group called Visa Analytics, helped grow it from 10 people to 150 people and become a global analytics utility for Visa's business. I left Visa again to make sure I had time to support my daughters through their studies. This was, 5 years after I joined Visa, and instead joined a startup, One Market Network. I had now satisfied my curiosity of working in a tech startup, as so many people here do in the Bay Area. My startup ultimately wound down, but around this time, a few of my women friends surfaced the idea of forming a group to support the professional development of South Asian women in the Bay Area. Interestingly, there was no such group for South Asian women when the Bay Area had a very large representation of our community. So late 2019, I joined NA3 as a founding circle member. I play an active role as co-chair of the mentorship committee, and it definitely felt like the right time to give back to women and to my community. Very grateful to be part of this, and I hope that NA3 will continue to be a support group for all our daughters in the future. I joined Target 8 months ago, and while I'm new to Target, new to working at Target, Target has been in my life for many years. Here at Target, I am an active participant in diversity and inclusion initiatives, which are core to the culture of the company and something that I really value. I wanted to talk to you all a little bit about the work that we do in the AI team at Target. So, the first area that I want to cover is supply chain operations, where we develop inventory planning and control algorithms that work towards ensuring that inventory is available at the right place, right time, right quantity. We want our shelves to be well stocked, but we don't want to have excess inventory in the storeroom. This is a complex optimization problem that we solve using Markov decision processes, dynamic programming, and simulation-based techniques. The second related area we work on is how best to forecast demand for over the 1 million items we sell across 2,000 stores and online. As you can imagine, the scale of this problem becomes very large very soon at approximately 250 million item store pairs. So here we use generalized additive mixed effects models as well as item and location similarity built using deep learning models. We also incorporate price elasticity of demand and time series techniques to account for changing consumer patterns, changing consumer demand patterns. On the digital and marketing front, we constantly look to improve our guest experience to help them easily find the items and deals they're looking for, and also be able to discover relevant products that they may be interested in. So we power our search using deep learning algorithms and natural language understanding for both text as well as voice-based searches. We use extensive machine learning as well to offer the best deals to our guests. Our product recommendations look at both similar as well as complementary items, which we use deep learning, graph convolutional networks, and reinforcement learning to build. And we have style categories like apparel and home decor, for which we use computer vision algorithms to identify aesthetically and stylistically compatible items for different occasions. In addition to using computer vision for style-based recommendations, we also use it in our warehouses to automatically identify damaged packages and to identify, for example, store shelves that need replenishment. So all in all, we in Target are very fortunate to have the opportunity to work on a vast array of interesting and complex real-world technical problems that we build cutting-edge solutions for. So that's what I wanted to share with you all, my journey in analytics, my leadership, and the decisions that I chose to meet along the way. Thank you.